unmudded and undeafened.
Hello everybody and welcome to round 8 of the GSC2012 100% Championship by RCL. I am Matt and we will of course be joined by Dani very shortly. And we have moved from the darkness of Cascavel into the tight and twisty street circuit here at Ribeirao Preto. We had only 5 finishes last season and we are expecting the same again this season. In fact, a few people have been predicting only 5 cars instead of 6, but we will find out what happens as we have just 4 minutes left of the current practice session, which is currently being led by Nigel Lee for 5v5 Racing. So we're just watching Nigel Lee complete a lap at the minute. It's nothing spectacular so far. He's not gone any personal bests. .111.179. That's 2 seconds off the 1 minute 9.475 that he's set so far. But this will be the first race of the season where we're not going to be heading into the darkness, as of course previous races we did. This race will be done entirely in daylight in the afternoon sunshine here in Brazil, and it could well be a good race for Audi Sport Team RLD as well, as they need just 1 point to clinch the Constructors Championship as we move into the final 3 rounds of the season here in Ribeirao, off to Villa Park, and then it's Curitiba to finish the season off. And then of course we have the non-championship race at the Nordschleife in November. So Nigel Lee is just getting a couple of practice laps in. Looks like he could be running race fuel at the minute. Looks like Ovi's just set personal best of a 111.115. 8 drivers, 7 drivers even so far this round. Expecting a couple more yet though. We've got 1 minute and 23 seconds left of this practice session before we move on to qualifying. And Nick Ovi has just gone quickest in Sector 2 overall, 21.3. And what's this lap going to do for him? It is a 1 minute 9.358, and that puts him into the top of the timesheets for this session. So that puts Nigel Lee in second, who looks like he's just had an accident actually. Just watching the replay of that now. And yes, he did. Oh, he hit the outside of that final chicane and didn't quite work out for him in the end. Andrew Jones currently third, Sim Steele is fourth, Matt By is fifth. Sixth is Gary Kemp, and Dave Ellis is... in fact, Ellis is not where the system says he was. Ellis is sixth. It's Kemp in eighth. And we've got just 4 seconds remaining of the practice session now. Ovi on his way back to pit lane. As we get ready to head into qualifying. 5 times set for the practice session, but obviously they don't count. It will be qualifying which will be most important to get a good grid slot here, as we have a very tight, twisty and technical race ahead of us, which could take quite a while to complete, especially if we have a couple of incidents. We had plenty of action going on last year, certainly. So Ovi heading out of his garage towards the track. I think Gary Kemp is already on track. Try and find him for you. There he is in 8th. Don't think he'll be the first out. Actually, Ovi's got out ahead of him and on track. So there's Ovi, first one out onto track in this practice session. Then it'll be Kemp. Ooh, Ovi getting the power down a bit early there and hitting that outside wall. He wants to be careful he doesn't do that too often in the race. I expect to see quite a few yellow flags in the duration of the race, to be honest. Oh, Ovi, wow. Managing to hold on to that as he comes down to the hairpin. So judging by practice times, we're aiming for a 1 minute 8.5 at least, I should think, to get on to pole position. Ellis has been saying he reckons he doesn't have the pace here. I'm not sure how Ovi feels about this one, and I think there's a lot of drivers that would rather be somewhere else right now, as this is a very challenging circuit, to say the least. So Ovi starts his flying lap and he's already spun it into turn 1. Can he hold it? Just... that'll cost him quite a bit of time though. So we've just completed sector 1. Ovi of course setting a personal overall session best, but I'm sure that will be beaten, although Kemp has gone through and not beaten it. He's probably had the same sort of mistake that Ovi did into turn 1. Tricky braking zone for turn 1, as it's downhill and you've got to turn ever so slightly left as well, because the straight isn't entirely straight. 2, 3, 4 drivers out on a quick lap at the minute. Ovi will be on pole at the end of this lap, and then it'll be Kemp, and then Lee will come through. Ellis has gone purple in sector 1 with a 21.8. So Ovi does 1 minute 9.8, but that's going to be beaten, I should think, because he cocked up turn 1 quite a bit on that lap. Kemp comes in second, 2.2 off. Nigel D is going to come and set a time which will put him into first by 4 thousandths of a second. Then we've got Andrew Jones currently on a lap but 2.2 off in this middle sector. See what he can do as we come up to the timing beacon. And that puts him in 4th. 3.3 off the lead just at the minute. So Addis has taken the pole for now with a 1 minute 8.3. That's quicker than I thought it would be. 1 minute 8.3. I was predicting about 1 minute 8.5. Ovi's just gone second. And we've got Nigel Lee currently 3rd, Gary Kemp 4th, Andrew Jones 5th. 6th is James Reed, who's yet to set a lap time. Matt Bye and him still are on flying laps themselves. Matt Bye is going to be the first one of the two to complete the flying lap. Across the line he comes. What will this be? It puts him 5th, just 2 seconds off the lead at the minute. Nearly 3 seconds actually. Where's him still? He's about to cross the line. This is going to keep him in 7th. 3.4 off. Oh, wow! Oh, Sim still in the wall very hard on the exit of turn 1 there. Dave Ellis is currently on a lap which is going quicker than what he set before. He's got purple and a personal best so far, sector 1 and 2. I think we could well be seeing a new lap time from Ellis here as Gary Kemp improves his lap time. No, Gary Kemp's just pitted actually, sorry. So what can Ellis do then? Across the line he comes, and this is a 1 minute 8.386, improves by 5 thousandths of a second in that lap. Then it's Nick Ovey 2nd, Nigel Lee 3rd, Gary Kemp 4th, James Reed 5th, Matt Bye 6th, Andrew Jones 7th, Sim Steele is 8th, and Joel Escovedo is currently in 9th.
Good evening, Matt.
Good evening, Danny. Looks like we're going to have a very close qualifying session yet again.
Good. RCL TV2 with onboard feed should be live.
Got 10 drivers, 7 of 8, sorry, of which have set a time. And Nick Ovey's currently in pit lane. Nigel Lee's not doing anything too spectacular. Gary Kemp is on an outlap. James Reed has just started a flying lap, so let's follow this one. Into turn 1, tricky corner this. I know me and Danny went out on track on, I think it was probably about Wednesday night, and we really struggled with that first corner. James Reed 0.75 off in the first sector. Ellis didn't improve that lap he was on. Ovey's just
went back to pit.
Indeed he has done. Ovey's on an outlap at the minute, I do believe. Oh, Reed has gone straight on at the hairpin. That's not what you want to be doing there. It looks like Andrew Jones has just gone into 5th with that last lap, 1 minute 10.606. We've got Nigel Lee currently on a lap. He's gone green in the second sector. If you want to follow the timing, it is at livetiming.theracingconcept.co.uk. Let's see what Matt Bye can do coming up to the line as James Reed just exits the pit lane. And Matt Bye does 1 minute 10.816. That's a new personal best for him, and he stays 6th, I do believe. Don't think he improved. Well, position-wise anyway. Still the two Audi Sport Team RLDs up front. Oh, Jones, bit of contact on the outside wall of the final corner there. As Kramer's emerging from pit lane now. Joel Escobedo on his first lap, he makes his return to racing for the first time since Londrina, I think, in round 5, and he's just made a mistake actually. We've got 11 drivers here today at Ribeirao Preto. 11 drivers on one of the trickiest circuits of the calendar.
6 minutes remaining. On board on Gary Kemp's car here.
Escobedo, where's this going to put him? He'd probably be 9th or 10th, I should think. 5 seconds off and it puts him into 9th. As Jurasek and Kramer have yet to set a lap time as Escobedo spins it on turn 1.
Gary Kemp sets a 1 minute 9.1.
Good lap from Kemp then. Kemp doing really well this season so far. It's been up there for the past 3 or 4 races. But I was saying earlier, we've come from the complete darkness that was Cascavel into the afternoon sunshine here in Ribeirao, which is going to be a completely different experience. Sounds like we've got a few cars hitting walls in front of us as we watch Gary Kemp. Kemp, he improved his first sector, but it looks like he's backed way off to try and get another lap in with just 4.5 minutes to go. Got Kramer just ahead of him in 12th. Kramer's on a lap at the minute. Kemp pits. Around the final corner for Kramer then, this is going to be quite a slow lap, 7.3 seconds off, puts him in 10th as Jurasek hasn't set a lap time yet. So we've got 11 drivers in this circuit at the minute, and 10 of them have set a lap time. We're just waiting for Jurasek to do so. Seems still not improving that lap. James Reed even, sorry. Just watching Ellis at the minute. He is slower in the first sector, but not by much. If you remember last year, Ellis actually crashed out in the final corner, taking Askoff with him, and Ovi went on to win for Team RLD.
Indeed. Where's Lawson this week?
That's a good question. So 2 weeks in a row Larson's not going to be available then. Around the final corner for Ellis. This isn't going to improve his lap time, I don't think, unless he has a monster of a final sector, which he doesn't. Reed is currently improving in 7th. Bits of dive planes flying all over the track as Reed runs over a couple of them. James Reed up to 5th with that lap time. There's a car off just in front of it here actually. Not sure who it was. Could have been Andrew Jones. Escobedo is up to 8th. Ahead of Sim Steele, Kramer and Jurasek. Jurasek still yet to set a lap time in this session. What's Gary Kemp up to on this lap? Nothing special.
I thought Kramer wasn't making it to this race. But he's sat on 6th at the moment.
So the session comes to a close then for the qualifying for the 8th round of the season. Ellis will be on pole, followed by Nick Ovey and Gary Kemp, and then it'll be Nigel Lee, James Reed and Gunnar Kramer. Andrew Jones 7th, Matt by 8th, Joel Escobedo 9th, Sim Steele is 10th, and Jurasek will be starting at 12th after he did not set a lap time. Let's hope we can avoid the Turn 1 chaos, because this is going to be very tight. Get ready for the start of the race now then. Quick prediction, Danny. No Larson this time, so who are you going to go for?
Difficult. I'm gonna go for Kemp. Just to get out of the routine.
Quite a few drivers look like they haven't actually made it onto the grid, you know. Escobedo hasn't. Oh, it's only Escobedo that's not made it then, so that's not too bad. He'll be starting from pit lane, which might turn out to be safer, to be honest.
Yeah. You don't know yet, Scooby-Doo, but that was the safest decision you could have made this race.
Let's hope we can get a good start. This final chicane really causes problems on the formation lap, but hopefully everything goes well. We don't want to have to throw a red flag again like we did in Londrina. New acceleration will certainly help last time out at Cascavel, and hopefully it will keep things nice and safe for this round as well. Coming towards the end of the formation lap then.
Matt by starting behind Kramer. That should be fun to watch.
Yeah, of course, Matt Bay caused the incident between him, Kramer and Lee last time out. Matt said after the race that he simply misinterpreted the new rule. So hopefully he's got that figured out this time. Coming up to the final corner, time for the drivers to sort themselves out. And then we can get this underway. Steel and Durasec are quite a long way back there. So safety car's pulled in. Now we wait for the green flag, which will be fairly late on. And there we go, green flag is out. We are racing. Escovedo has been disqualified by the looks of things. He probably went out the pits too early. Can we keep it nice and sensible into turn 1? James Reed and Kramer jumping across the inside there. James Reed and Kramer, looks like they made contact back there.
Not bad, up to 5th again.
And I don't think he made any contact with anyone either, so good start. That is leading us round. Ovi hasn't managed to get the jump on him this time. So it'll be Ellis, Ovi, Kemp, Lee, By, Steele, Jones, Jurasek, and then Reed and Kramer are 10 and 15 seconds behind now. Don't forget, RLD only need 1 point to clinch the Constructors Championship. That'll be their 2nd in a row. Into the final chicane. Can we all make it through here safely? Nobody trying to make a move just yet. As Ellis finishes lap 1 with a 0.5 second advantage over Ovi. Ovi closing a lot under braking. Ovi looks like he's slightly deep there.
That was very close to the wall.
Ooh, Jones.
At least from Kemp's point of view. 50 minutes on this track is going to be lethal.
It's a long time, especially with how intensive it is as well. This is basically our version of Monaco, I would think.
You lose concentration on one corner and that's race over pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slow circuit, but you still get up enough speed to cause some serious damage if you miss your braking point by half a metre. Kemp 1.6 seconds quicker than Nigel Lee on that one.
Ovi going a bit deep on that final chicane. Kemp's got a bit of advantage, but
oh, he's got that crossed up.
Yeah. That braking point is difficult when you're driving on your own, let alone when you're looking where the car in front of you is.
There's not really any room to run off either if you get it wrong. So it looks like we have Kemp, who is feeling quite racy at the minute. He's only 0.7 behind Ovi, lost a bit of time this lap after that incident at turn 1, but Ovi's deep in this hairpin. Kemp should get a better momentum out of it.
Ovi seems to be misjudging quite a few braking points here.
Jurasek has dropped down to 10th at some point in this lap. Let's have a look what happened.
Ovi actually setting the fastest lap time.
Well, Jurasek missed his braking point completely there and got it in the wall and had to just wait a bit. Quite a gap forming between Kemp and Lee. Matt By, gap between him and Lee as well. Andrew Jones has got Tim Steele about to go around the outside of him. Can't quite get it slowed down, and Reed's going to be in there as well. Reed coming through past both of them. Can Steele make profit of that as well? Oh, gives Reed a bit of a nudge. Reed trying to find space in between the two. Steele, I think he was a bit deep there. Oh no, Reed has got it all crossed up on the exit. Got Jones right behind him. I can see that Kemp is catching Ovi as well rapidly. At his fastest lap, 1 minute 9.2. Reed got it all locked up into turn 1 there. This is the closest battle on track at the minute. Although saying that, Kemp and Ovi is one to watch out for as well. Jones starting to drop back a tad from Reed and Steele. Can Reed challenge Steele coming up to the hairpin? He gets way up under the rear wing under braking. Steele's a tad wide as well.
Better exit from Kemp. Ovi protecting the inside.
Here comes Reed, he's got a great exit. Oh, Steele is not giving him room. Steele completely ignoring the 1 car width rule there as they come down the straight, but Reed, oh no, couldn't get it slowed down in turn 1.
Wow. Yellow flag.
Reed desperately trying to find a way past Steele. Oh, and Reed starting to get what looks to be a bit frustrated behind Steele. And I'm not surprised because Steele already should have given him that room down the start finish straight. That is another fastest lap.
Nearly on the 1.8.
Yeah, the pole was 1 minute 8.3 or so, and only 0.7 off that. Still a yellow flag out there, not sure who is currently off track.
Reed on Steele again.
Darts left, darts right, around the outside of turn 1. He's not going to have the space to get it done there though, is he, surely?
I'm pretty sure he has done. Oof.
Ooh. There's bits of bodywork flying all over the place at the minute.
Reed's literally all over the back of Steele.
Yeah, Reed definitely a lot quicker. Kramer has retired in sector 1. That'll be what the yellow flag was. Not sure if he had contact with anyone. He was on his own. Oh, Reed spun. I'll find out what happened to Kramer if we're not too late. I think he might have retired for quite a while though. Oh no. Having to go a long way back. Nope, Kramer was all on his own. Outbraked himself, and that was that. So Addis 3 seconds ahead of Nick Ovey now, who has still got Kemp behind him, but Kemp isn't as close as he has been in previous laps. And it's Nigel Lee, Matt By up in 5th, Sim Steele is 6th, Jones 7th, and James Reed is currently 8th.
Matt By doing a brilliant race so far.
He is. Jurassic 9th. And the last car running, so we... Oh yeah.
Kind of drifting round that exit off the head.
So we've already lost 2 cars from this race. We reckon we're going to have 5 or 6 finishing. We've only had 10 minutes of racing so far.
Fastest lap by Ellis, 1:09.000. And then again, much better exit from Kemp out of turn 1.
Yeah, Kemp doing a good job of keeping plenty of pressure on Nick Ovey at the minute. He just can't find a way through in these tight and twisty streets. There's already 22 seconds between first and fifth.
Well, that's the first 10 minutes of the race completed.
Tones Reed pitting. Jurasex on a personal best second sector. He is 14.5 seconds behind the nearest car though.
Kemp's on the slipstream yet again.
This tricky corner though, into the first turn. Ooh. Oh, this could be a chance for Kemp here.
He's got the inside into turn 2.
Ooh, Ovey squeezing him as much as he dares.
You wouldn't have thought you could get 2 cars around there at that speed, could you?
No, I didn't think we could get 2 cars around half of this circuit, to be honest. Good battle between these two at the minute though. Andrew Jones is only 0.2 off of Sim Steele for 6th and 7th. Kemp and Ovey certainly doing their fair share of driving though. Ovey the victor last season. Kemp, I think, may have retired or not turned up, one of the two. Ellis into the 1 minute 8s now, 1 minute 8.792 fastest lap. And he told us before the race he had no pace here. May have been a different story if Larson turned up, but here comes Kemp again with another run. Still no way through.
Ovey doing a good job defending that position. And fellow teammate. Not sure if Kemp would have Ellis's pace.
Kemp and Ovey were just 0.03 between them in lap times last lap. 1 minute 10 point.
Kemp can't go any faster.
No, he can't. He's stuck behind Ovey. There's
some smoke ahead. Is that from Ellis?
No, that is Sim Steele. He's about to be lapped by these guys. Sim Steele got a engine problem here because he's smoking all the way down this straight. I wonder if Steele's overheated the engine. Certainly causing a very... Ooh, wow! Steele certainly causing a bit of a smoke screen.
Kemp seems to be a lot quicker around the first corner, especially.
Yeah, Kemp's best chance is going to be into turn 1, I think. It's just getting into position to do that. Still got 36 minutes left of this race.
If he can't do it on track, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to overtake on pit stop. Because the moment Kemp has a bit of fresh air, he's going to be able to fly.
Well, that's the theory anyway. Or you would think so. Is Kemp pitting? Nope. A lot of the drivers actually dive into the pit lane to get a good run through that final corner.
Yeah.
Kemp reaching 214 down that start-finish straight. Then you get it slowed down to about 50 for turn 1 in a couple hundred meters. Not even that. That is streaking away by nearly 10 seconds from these two now though. Oh, Ovi's too deep into the first part of that chicane. Got James Reed still 9th, he's 22 seconds behind Tim Steele, who is still going. Jurasek is 7th, Andrew Jones is 6th, Matt Bai still up there in 5th, Nigel Lee still 4th, Gary Kemp is of course 3rd with Obi right in front of him, and Ellis is 10 seconds up the road from these two. And Ellis was a purple sector in sector 1 again. Ovi bouncing across the curbs, this is going to give Kemp a good chance now, surely. Kemp will have...
Kemp.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot more momentum. But he's too far back still. Oh! Ovi getting it very sideways out the corner.
There's just no room though.
James Reed set his personal best lap of the race.
Seems Kemp doesn't have as much love to Ovi's rear bumper as he had with Reed though.
No, he's not hit Ovi once yet. Oh, Ovi has got
Here
that.
we go.
Kemp's going to have to do it around the outside if he does. There's just 0.014 between them as they come up to the hairpin. Can Kemp cross it back to the inside? No.
Wow.
Ooh, Kemp, not sure if that was on purpose, but he's in the pit lane either way. So the first of the major front runners to make a pit stop then. What's this going to be for Kemp? It's a pretty long pit lane.
I'm still thinking if that was intentional or not.
Well, 33 minutes left in the window for stop 1.
Yeah.
Kemp on his way. James Reed just coming around the final corner. Kemp trying to take out as many cones as he can there.
250 points for Gary Kemp.
Let's see what everyone else can do in the pit lane then. 250 is the score to beat. But Kemp is dropped behind Matt Bai now then. Where is Kemp actually classed as being? Timing is saying he's 6th just behind Andrew Jones as Ellis is coming up to lap him because of it taking 54 seconds to complete a pit stop here. Looks like Andrew Jones may have gone off at turn 1. Could have done. Oh, Kemp doesn't want to go and bin it now.
Cold tired.
On board with Matt Bai, currently 4th and 57 seconds behind the leader. Matt Bai having a better race than he had at Cascavel. Cascavel he had that contact at the start and quite a few spins through the darkness. And he was quicker than Jones that last lap as well. Jurasek has stopped out in sector 2.
This is going to be a bit of a predicament for Kemp because he's actually fighting for position with the car ahead. Or not anymore.
Looks like he's just got through according to timing screens. I'm just trying to figure out what happened to Jurasek here.
Oh, Kemp's had to let Ellis get by.
Oh, Jurasek just simply spun it coming into the roundabout, and that was the end of that. Jones is pitting, that'll be why Kemp got through then.
So Kemp's got another RLD car in front of him.
He has indeed. Kemp needs to hope that Kemp needs to hope that Ovi has the same sort of traffic and whatnot happening when Ovi does his stop as well.
He won't do though, because he's going to be ahead of Ellis after the stop. whereas Kemp has had to let Ellis get past.
Oh, I don't know, it depends if Ovi pits before Ellis, because Ovi's already 12.5 seconds behind, so...
That is really a weird rule, or what to do. I mean, does Kemp has actually got to let Ellis go past? I mean, it is a blue flag, but Ellis is not pitted.
Andrew Jones off at turn 1, just in front of us. Ellis hasn't pitted, no, but these guys are being lapped at the minute. Timing isn't like it was in Salvador, where it got very confusing.
No, but what I mean is, Ellis and Kemp might be fighting for position here, but Kemp has had to let Ellis go past because he's not made the pit stop, but Kemp's got a blue flag.
Oh, I see what you mean, after the pit stops you're on about, where these two could be together.
Yes.
Well, I think Kemp's probably going to be 10 or so seconds behind Ellis at the stops. And Ovi is... where is Ovi? He's ahead by about 50 seconds, if not more, so should be simple enough for Ovi to stay ahead of... what am I saying? Ovi should stay ahead of Kemp in this pit stop phase, that's what I'm trying to say.
There you go. No, it wasn't that difficult, was it?
Oh, Willie. Actually, Kemp did a 54-second stop, and Ovi is only 54 seconds ahead. So, Ovi either needs to pit now, or get a bit of a spurt on and try and build that gap to Kemp. Ooh, we will do if Kemp does that.
If Ovi stays out on track for another 3 minutes, it could open a window for a one-stopper.
That is a very good point. Because
and then everything we've been talking about goes down the drain.
yeah. Ovi's lap times would suggest that's what he's trying to do, to be honest. Because now that Kemp's free, he's done a 1 minute 9.4, whereas Ovi's... oh no, Ovi's done a 1 minute 9.4 as well though.
Has Ellis just gone in the pit?
He has indeed. This could be a one-stopper for both RLDs then.
Bit pushing it. Still nearly 28 minutes remaining plus the extra lap if you have to do an extra lap.
Well, these are experts in fuel saving. Sometimes. So, you never know.
Who's this ahead of? Oh, it's Matt Bai ahead of Kemp.
Yeah, Matt Bai about to get... in fact, no, this is for position, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's for position because Matt Bai's not made a pit stop, I think.
Nope, only 3 drivers have stopped so far. Looks like quite a bit of the field are going for a one-stopper, you know.
And now Kemp has to overtake Bai on track.
I'm pretty sure Kemp will have to pit again because he was way before the halfway point of this race. Ooh, Matt Bai so slow at that hairpin.
Yeah, he will do. Point is, he's gonna have to overtake all these people again. Oh no, there goes Matt Bai.
That's cleared the air for Kemp then. It's going to be interesting to see if Kemp can actually be quicker with the tyres, because obviously everyone else is going to be fuel saving and Kemp's going to have the fresher tyres as well because they're making an extra stop for tyres. Another yellow flag.
You lose a lot of time in the pits though. I mean, he's going to have to regain 50 odd seconds.
Well, Ellis spent 1 minute 8 in the pit lane. Ovi's just on his way out now. This is a very quick stop from Ovi. But then again, he's still got this hairpin.
Ovi on the way out of the pit.
Yeah. Could be a very quick stop.
Well,
Matt Bai's just on the way out as well.
Still on the straight. On the back straight. On the hairpin now.
Yeah, Ovi's going to have this position. Because off the limiter he goes, a 50-second stop for Ovi. That's quickest stop all race.
Yeah, that's very short stop.
And it is 30 seconds from the halfway point of this race.
Yeah, but is that stop, has he put enough fuel in that short amount of time?
If he didn't change tyres, then I think it's possible to do that. Tyres tend to take the longest, I think.
Interesting.
But whilst we're watching that, Nigel Lee has got himself into first, and Nigel Lee hasn't pitted yet either. And as we say that, he just does that now. So Lee has got 23 seconds on Ovi. He won't be ahead of Ovi. Could be ahead of Ellis, you know. Ellis only about, well, it was 50 seconds between him and Lee before Lee came into the pits.
What, so does that mean Ellis has lost a position to Ovi then?
Yes, he has. I just realised that as well.
How on earth has that happened? Ellis had like a 10-second lead to everyone.
Yeah, Ellis lost 18 seconds compared to Ovi in the stops.
I wonder if Ovi has actually changed his mind and he's going for a two-stopper. And that's why... I don't know. It's confusing.
This is so hard to read.
Or maybe it's what you said and he's not changed tyres, but he's going to struggle badly at the end.
Yeah. Kemp's got past Lee, so Lee will be fourth, I think. Yeah, because James Reed is about 35 seconds off.
Kemp's apparently third.
So Lee rejoins in fourth. James Reed is fifth, Matt By is sixth. Steele exiting the pit lane in seventh. And that is the last car running in eighth. Sorry now.
Matt By should be letting Kemp. Yeah. You know, Kemp's not that far from Ellis.
No, there's only 10 seconds between first and second now. First and third even.
I'm really confused on what's happening. Although Kemp's going to have to pit again.
Yes, he will.
Whereas Ellis, I'm pretty sure Ellis is not going to pit again.
I don't think both RLDs are pitting again, no.
Not sure about Ovi. I'm really... I mean, Ovi defending the position with Kemp, fair enough, but gaining the position on Ellis, I don't see how that is possible.
Well, we're going to find out as we get into the last 20 minutes of this race, and I should think it'll become clear in about 10 minutes time. If you want to try and help us figure out what's going on, then live timing is available at livetiming.theracingconcept.co.uk. But it's not helping me figure this out so far. Nigel Lee... Why is Nigel Lee pitting? He's only just pitted. Did he have to make a quick splash and dash, I wonder? Because it's only taken him 30 seconds. I've not noticed any race control messages for Lee, so... Not sure what that was about. But it is looking like it's Ovi and Ellis currently leading this race from what we've figured out so far. Gary Kemp is third with Nigel... No, it's not Nigel Lee fourth now because he just pitted, promoting Reed up to fourth. Lee fifth, Matt By is sixth, Andrew Jones is seventh, and
so Reed
Steele is eighth.
Reed's up to fourth.
Reed's fourth, yeah.
But he was like last at some point.
Yeah, Reed was dead last. After turn one. Plus that spin he had as well. I think Reed has got a pit again though.
He was the first one to pit, wasn't he?
Yeah. See what Ellis is up to, just 4 seconds between him and Ovi, as Ovi's just set his personal best lap of the race, 1 minute 9.3.
Well, he's not saving fuel, is he?
No, he's not, he's going way for this. So, it's first to third separated by 11 seconds, and then there's a massive gap of 50 seconds back to Reed, who's fourth. And Mabai set his personal best lap of the race last lap as well. Very interesting race this is, strategy-wise so far.
Well, Kemp had some traffic, but he was right on Ovi's bumper. There's no way he's lost like 10 seconds.
Well, if you look
like that.
at the pit times, Ovi was first with 50 seconds, and then it was Kemp second with 54, and Ellis is the probably 5th or 6th slowest in the pits, 1 minute 8.
Yeah, Ellis is pretty cleared. He's gone for a one-stopper. He pitted later than Ovi anyway. Quite a few laps later.
Yeah.
And he can save fuel because he's got quite an advantage over everyone else.
Well, he's here saving fuel, but he's just done 1 minute 9.1.
Yeah, well, he won't be saving fuel at this stage, but depending how many laps there is to the end, depending where the timer hits 0, then he'll be saving fuel then, I think.
It's all a big mystery. He's only 3 seconds behind Ovi though.
Unless Kemp's pit stop was actually a mistake, and he wasn't meant to be pitting. And he was actually gonna go for a one-stopper like the leaders.
Yeah, of course,
and now he's been forced to go for a two-stopper.
Kemp really ran in the back of Ovi, didn't he? Same as Steele's about to get lapped by Ellis. If Steele realises. Tricky place to be doing it. He's got ahead safely though.
Ovi in the pit.
Also, Ovi not going for a one-stopper then. Interesting. That'll be Kemp up into second. Has Ovi realised he's going to have to take some tyres on? Because he's taking on tyres right now. I've got no idea what both RLDs are doing, to be honest. I think Ellis is on a one-stop. What Ovi's up to, I'm not sure.
Maybe he doesn't know either. And he's just trolling us badly.
Maybe. Ovi's on his way out of pit lane now though. Jones Reed is 22 seconds behind Ovi. Don't think Reed will pick that place up, but he'll certainly have closed the gap quite a bit. That is purple sector in the second sector. Ovi's off the limiter.
Saving fuel then.
Ovi just avoids the traffic of Andrew Jones, but Reed is only 3 seconds behind now.
Reed will have to pit again, or?
We presume Reed's got to pit again.
Why do I ask?
I have to say, this is the most bizarre race we've had strategy race all season. I'm still amazed Reed has managed to get up to 4th after the race he's had at the start. Headlights on to let Andrew Jones know he's coming through. Jones moves out the way before the hairpin.
Well done by Jones there. Reed goes a bit wide though.
8 cars still left in the running. This is more than we were expecting, but then again there's only 16 minutes of the race to go.
Did Reed just show himself on Ovi's mirrors there?
I can't say. I was paying attention, I was looking at the timing screen.
I'm gonna put a replay of that, because Reed moves from the racing line to the left side and then moves back to the racing line.
Andrew Jones has only got 10 seconds between him and Steele. Everybody at the minute will score a point.
Not sure if Reed was playing mind games there.
Kemp's pitting. Kemp has got 30 seconds over Ovi. This is the battle for second right here.
Ovi's gonna be ahead.
Oh, Nigel Lee! Nigel Lee has just retired from the race. He sounded very sick coming into turn 1, you know. Brakes locked up and in the wall he went. Kemp on his way out. Hovey is still not passed, but I think he should get him as we come up to the start finish line. He's just gone through now. So Kemp rejoins just 2 seconds or so behind Hovey. Ellis has got a 1 minute lead now.
James Reed's in the pits as well.
So Reed making his 3rd stop of the race. 3 stops for Reed, which is a bit unusual. I wonder if he's had some sort of contact at some point in the race.
He's lost the position to Matt Bai.
Matt Bai up into 4th then. Matt Bai, I don't think Matt Bai's pitting again, is he? I think he pitted quite a long way into the race.
Matt Bai doing a brilliant race. Went up to 5th on a start. Making a pretty clean start as well. And then just kept the pace, kept it on the grey bit.
The important bit. Well, it's all grey here, so... I'm going to try and find out what happened at turn 1 once this race is over though, because Reed and Kramer had to dive across the inside of the corner. Jones has just made a mistake in the background. 7 drivers left, 13 and a bit minutes to go. And of course Joel Escobedo got disqualified for leaving the pit lane under red at the start of the race.
Didn't that happen to him on the first race he had?
No, that was...
Or was that someone else?
I think that was Glenarova maybe? Okay, we're going back last season because Escobedo, of course, there was that red flag at his debut, wasn't there, and he didn't take the restart.
Oh, yeah.
Field fairly spread out now. And when I say fairly spread out, I mean Ellis is 1 car away from wrapping the entire field.
You mean Le Mans spread out?
Yeah. 2 minutes 9. Oh, Charles James Reed pitting, that will explain that lap time.
Or Rally or Dakar spread out.
Ellis certainly is on a roll at the minute, and Larson not showing up is really helping Ellis get on his way to another championship.
So James Reed is 2 days away from Ellis. I mean 2 laps.
Andrew Jones was just pitted from 7th very late in the race to be making a final stop. Although it might be on par with a 2-stopper. Just 12 minutes to go, and Ellis will be hoping that nothing is going wrong with that car right now because he has dominated this race so far, just like he did in Cascavel last time out at the dark race, night race.
Well, we could say with no Larson, Ellis is unstoppable at the moment.
Yeah. Ellis missing that one race at Jack Carapagua 2 races ago, and since then he's just come back and won both. Well, he's won and he looks like he's on his way to win the second. Crosses the line to complete another lap. 1 minute 1.849 between him and second place of Nick Ovey. And a 1 minute 9.2 lap time for Ellis as well. Still not into fuel saving just yet. He had a flag out there somewhere as well. Someone's probably snagged a brake somewhere into one of these corners.
I think it might have been Reed or Bai.
What's the gap between Bai and Reed? 45 seconds, so Bai is looking fairly secure in 4th at the minute, barring any mistakes.
Yeah, it was James Reed who went wide, locked the brakes on turn 1, and he just managed to stop the car before hitting the wall.
Kemp
Andrew
is
Jones leaving the pitch.
Kemp slowly back, falling back from Ovi now. He's 11.5 seconds behind, and Ovi's just set his personal best lap of the race as well. And Ellis went even quicker than that, and it wasn't even a personal best for him. Kemp lapping about seconds slower than what Ovi's able to do at the minute.
10 minutes remaining, another yellow flag somewhere. It's gone.
Reed lost 7 seconds with that mistake he made on the last lap. Thing is for Ellis, it may be 1 minute ahead of everyone, but these street circuits are not very forgiving if you get it wrong. And I'm sure that final chicane will be in Ellis's mind. Nigel Lee will score a point despite retiring. Andrew Jones 7th, 4 laps down. Sim Steele 6th, 2 laps down. James Reed is 5th, 2 laps down. Matt Bye is 4th, 1 lap down, and Gary Kemp is 3rd, 1 lap down, with Obi 2nd, just a minute behind.
Dave Ellis sets the fastest lap.
What was it? 8.776.
So yeah, Ellis must be saving fuel.
Oh yeah, totally. Plenty of fuel saving going on. See what Gary Kemp's up to. Locking the brakes up, that's what he's up to. Manages to get it slowed down though.
If we could hear team radio, we would probably hear Ellis going, I'm not pushing, I'm not pushing.
Slow down, Dave, we need to save the car. Oh, Kemp, wow. Just get a replay of that.
He does that caringly often.
It is a tricky corner though.
He gets so close to the wall that he loses traction on the little curve.
Kemp looks like he's got it all under control though. Ellis still doing a 1 minute 8.9 that last lap. 0.5 seconds quicker than what Ovi managed. Whoa, Kemp nearly in the wall at turn 1. As I was saying, he's got it all under control. 2.5 seconds quicker than Matt Bye that last lap. Matt Bye hasn't got the pace to challenge Kemp, but I think Matt Bye's fairly safe in 4th at the minute. I think 4th would actually be Matt Bye's best result of his career.
I think that's been the key for Matt this race. Just fighting with himself, just trying to keep a good pace or a comfortable pace for him, and just driving around.
Yeah, I have to say I've not seen Matt make any mistakes at all. A very different drive to what he's had in the past couple of races. Only 7 cars left, just 1 more car than what we had finishing last year.
Still 7 minutes remaining.
Yeah, last time we said there's only 8 cars left, then we had Nigel Lee going to retire, so... fairly spread out field. Six minutes and 35 seconds to go.
We've not spoken much about Jurek this race. He was kinda...
No, Jurek was kind of silently going around and then silently retired, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he had problems from the beginning of the race, but I'm not sure.
And Matt Bye is pitting. Does he have a good margin over Reed? I don't think he'll be ahead of Reed, you know.
Well, this is going to be a short pit stop.
It will be short, but it's a long pit lane.
Is he leaving the pit right? No, can't be.
No, I think
His pit stop
Bye's,
must be on the second set of,
right there. Pitting just a tad, stopping just a tad early as well.
Reed's on the final chicane. Yeah, Reed's ahead, unless he's a lot behind.
No, Reed takes fourth away from Matt By. This is a longer stop than I was expecting from Matt By, actually. Needs to be careful we don't have Sim Steel come past, because Steel's only 15 seconds behind. Wonder if Matt By has had quite a bit of damage to repair. This is a very long stop. Steel is going to pick that place up, I think. Just 5 seconds, and he does so indeed.
Pity about that.
Yeah, Matt By was up in fourth, looked like he had it all under control. As he now exits his box, this is a very, very long stop for Matt By.
It's Ellis is pitting.
Ellis pitting, that's strange. Wonder if he miscalculated fuel or whether this was always the plan.
Well, Ovi's on turn 1. But this... Oh, Ovi's
He's almost a lap behind, remember. Ellis
yeah,
on his way out.
The second stop already anyway.
So some late surprise pit stops at the minute, which we weren't expecting, but Ellis... I think Ellis probably realised he wasn't going to make it on fuel and pitted just to be safe. I mean, he's got the gap. It's come down a lot now though, but he's still got 30 seconds over Ovi. As he exits pit lane, 45 seconds in there in total.
Not 0.5 quicker than Ovi last lap.
Matt By stop put him down to 6th, then it promoted James Reed and Sim Steele up into 4th and 5th.
So I believe that's Team UPS on 5th and 6th.
Yeah, Audi pretty much dominating this race. If they were ahead of Kemp and Reed, they would have had a 1, 2, 3, 4. But this will probably be the best collective result for Audi this season.
Yellow flag again. And it's gone.
What's Ellis doing? Was he just letting Matt By go? Oh, Matt By's gone and... Oh, it was Jones that's off at the final corner, that's what the yellow flag was. I think Ellis is trying to let Steele go, but... Yeah, there we go. Steele wasn't... In fact... Oh no, I thought Ellis was pitting again then. Ellis is cruising. It has to be said.
Who's that in front of Kemp?
In front of Kemp, that's Matt By. Just moving out the way.
No, it's... Oh, yeah.
Is Ellis slowing down to let Ovi take this victory? Because Ovi's only 3 seconds behind.
Are you saying we're having team orders on RCL?
Could well be. Ovi has won a race this season, I mean, check Arapagua, but I wonder if Ellis has just realised that he wants to let Ovi go through. I mean, Ellis can afford to let him do that. Larson's not here, so it's going to be another haul of points for RLD that they really didn't need, to be honest. It will keep them nice and safe with the drop points. I think this is perhaps what we've got going on, you know. Ovi's set to lose quite a few drop points, so a victory would help out in that aspect, or if they just slowed way down for a photo finish, I wonder. Ellis seems to have picked the pace up again. Oh no, he's moving over. Ovi's gonna take the lead, is he? Yes, he is. So interesting then. Ellis letting Ovi take what will be the Constructors' Championship for RLD when they finish this race in just over a minute's time. RLD once again not putting a foot wrong. Gary Kemp 15 seconds behind these guys, but Kemp's not going to catch them, I shouldn't think. James Reed 4th yet again. James Reed is on a good run of races. He said he was struggling but he seems to have turned that round since Cascavel. Still 5th, Matt by 6th, and Andrew Jones looks to be struggling around in 7th at the minute. 1 lap down behind Matt by. "20 seconds of the race to go, we'll have 1 more lap." Sim Steel will get to do another lap as well.
Yellow flag again. Gone.
Someone was probably off at the hairpin or something like that. Reed is 1 lap behind Kemp, interestingly enough. Although Reed has spent like 27 more seconds in the pit lanes, that could be why. Audi in just about every camera shot they can find at the minute as they lap Sim Steel. Put Sim Steel down 2 laps. But it'll be round the final hairpin for Nick Ovey in what has been a dominant drive from Audi this race, it has to be said.
Dominant race by RLD.
Yeah.
Except the first couple of laps when Kemp was all over the back of Ovi, quite literally.
Yeah, so Ovi takes the victory then. RLD take the Constructors' Championship with 2 rounds to go. 1-2 for RLD. Perfect end to their race.
100 kilometers driven. Interesting.
Kemp best of the rest in 3rd. James Reed will pick up a 4th place for his efforts after what seemed to be a terrible race from him at the start with the first corner incident and then spinning off at a later stage, battling with Andrew Jones and Sim Steel. And that is everybody across the line. Steel took 5th, Matt By was 6th, and Andrew Jones was 7th. Ellis and Ovi are trying to do donuts, but there's not particularly much room for them to do that. Kemp, you know, I think Kemp will be ahead of Larson in the standings now. Because that's another 8 points for Kemp. He's definitely going to have got a long way ahead of Lee. He was battling Lee in the standings actually. And that also means that 5v5 Racing have taken 3rd in the Constructors as well with 4th. Because of course no VTRs yet again.
7 cars finished. Only 3 retirements on a track like this. 4?
Don't forget Escobedo down there who got disqualified.
Oh. Yes. So not as much action. 3 retirements and 1 disqualified.
There you go. There wasn't particularly as much action incident wise as we were expecting there to be. Everyone was fairly well behaved apart from turn 1, and Sim Steel will probably get a bit of a slap on the wrist for not giving James Reed that space earlier on in the race. But apart from that, really, it's been just all RLD as they took their Constructors win for the 2nd season in a row.
To be fair, even getting lapped on this track was rather tricky, because we saw at the final lap Steel was letting Ellis go past, but Ellis didn't know which side of the road was letting him go to.
So that concludes the coverage here in Ribeirao Preto. Just 2 more rounds to go with Velo Park next time out, and then Curitiba to finish off the season. And then of course we've got the non-championship round at the Nordschleife on the 2nd of December.
December?
Not December, November. But that is most definitely it from us here today in Ribeirao Preto, and we shall see you all in Velo Park next time out.
I'll see you next week. Good evening.